My name is Bukunmi Oyedapo. I studied architecture and I'm a designer. I do industrial design and digital fabrication. That's my practice. I've been doing this for about 8 years professionally. Honestly, not to be biased, right? I think architecture is the only course or field of design that is worthy of a first degree. Every other thing is architecture on a micro or on a macro scale. So you can do architecture and do city design, URP, you can do furniture design, you can do industrial design. It's the same skill set. And I think architecture has the highest knowledge base that you can go off on. So it's easy to go from architecture to any style of design, either fashion design, cake design, automotive design, because it's just architecture on a simpler scale. So I don't think it was hard to move from architecture to wherever I do now. And based off what you have to learn as a student in architecture school, your softwares, the number of softwares, the way you have to think, I think it's just easy to transition from something that complex to something less complex. So I don't think it was really hard. I think the difficult part was laying my hands on digital tools. But I mean, those are great tools. Once you can lay hands on them, you can use them, you can easily own some of them. That's how I got into it. So it was just architecture on a micro scale. And I decided I was going to do this in my third year. I wasn't down to design buildings or design complex things for so long. I have my own personal bias because I think people hire architects and tell them what to do. And I think it's weird. I mean, you don't go through all that training only to be told by an ignorant person what to do with your practice or with your knowledge. That was my number one sentiment. Apart from maybe how much money you can make or how much freedom you can have in your practice. So I think that was it for me. I would fall back to architecture because I think architecture has the most value to offer, but the least amount of freedom. I think first and foremost, when I was in school, the professional bodies were at war. Akon and I, they were at war. That era really stunted the growth of the profession because other fields like estate management, URP, they introduced project management courses. And I think the plan was to just carve out or take some of the responsibilities and the money and the prospects of what architects should really base their practice on. So I think they lost the plot at that point in time. So and I think they still continue to play catch up. I am not abreast of the current happenings, but what happened then definitely set the profession back a lot because the average Nigerian that wants to build a building, I mean, even as an architect, if you go to the site, they call you engineer. They don't call you architect. That's how unrecognized you are. And in all honesty, my own practice and my experience probably make less more money than the bricklayer. And you would have to really want to assemble everybody, tell them what to do. So I think from a professional body point of view, there has to be a lot of politicking that has to go on into making it relevant again because all these other bodies are not playing. Quantity surveyors, estate managers, those guys are not playing. I mean, they are in the House of Rep, funding their people, lobbying and trying to just make sure that they get a bigger size of the pie. I'm not sure our own people are out there doing that. And I think it does not matter what you can do as an individual person. You can be talented, you can be gifted. If the policy is not in your favor, there's just very little you can do. If you look at the training in architecture, you're training in a virtual environment. You use CAD from maybe part 2 till your training is done. Then you use a bunch of softwares. You might have to use AutoCAD, Revit, Rhino, SketchUp. So most of your work is done in the virtual environment. And I think the portal between the virtual environment and the real environment is digital tools. So you can design something and bring it to life. Like that is the portal to go from the virtual to the physical. I do honestly think it's more of a natural progression in itself because that was what I was trained in. I can use power tools, I can use hand tools, but to communicate the most information using digital tools is just the way to go. Since I think very much in that space, in that environment, I can do almost anything I can think about in that environment. And what that means is if you can make it in the virtual world, you can make it real. without too much. I mean, you still require a tool set, a skill set, some experience to do that. But it's almost there is CAD, then there is CAM. So CAD is completed design, and CAM is completed manufacturing. So you can't do CAM without CAD. And if CAD is what you work in, the next step is really CAM. It was just a natural thing for me. And I mean, I have my own personal experiences with artisans, because artisans are weird people. They could be really weird. And I think the point at which I knew I was going to have to focus was I had a project and I had to call an upholsterer, some carpenters, some woodworkers, and this is what they do. They let you commit financially. They'll be like, oh, I'm on my way to you, send me this much money. So when you send this much money, you've committed already. So it's either you wait out till they turn up, or you forfeit the money and you look for new people. And the new people you look for might as well just do the same thing to you. As if that wasn't bad enough. So when they finally came and they were talking, and one of the things they said was, when you show what you over disappoint, Korishe, which means an artisan that does not disappoint you is not in demand. And I mean, I was with them and they all concurred. Nobody was like, stop saying nonsense. I mean, they all said that. One of them even said, he even said, you know, the other guy I'm going to talk to will do the same thing. So it might as well be the guy doing it to me. I'm like, oh, okay. So I need to be able to do this without these people. And I mean, which other way to go apart from having those kind of things? So that was a turning point. I knew that, okay, yeah, I have to figure this thing out myself. So I won't take it from an architectural point of view. I'll take it from a general manufacturing point of view. Automation has always made life easy. From assembling cars to assembling regular products. And I think there's a level of precision and repeatability and also reliability that automation gives you that human effort can't match. We just can't do it. We are bad engineers. I mean, if you go from the food you eat to the performance you can give, you're a terrible engineer as a person. So automation generally is the way forward. If you look at Europe now, China is leading manufacturing, right? Like the world is pretty much made in China. But Europe, for example, now they don't have population on their side. And if they need to compete, they know they have to go automation. It's just the way that should be. Then now you have the manpower to do the work, or you have the tools that will replace the man to do the work. And honestly, the level of quality that you can achieve as a person can't be the same level that a machine can give you. I mean, it's just a general forward trend from 3D printing buildings to 3D printing pieces of furniture, from in-situ construction to people doing prefab. I just feel it's the way things would always go. And the level of customization that's available in automation is unmatchable. We're in the age of personal manufacturing. I can make you a shoe that would fit your leg, just your leg, and make the same shoe that will fit just our own leg with just a few tweaks. So I think it's just the way to go, like dialing in user specification, dialing it further in, dialing in the details in. So I think it's just the way everybody should be thinking, generally, whether you're from China, whether you're from Nigeria, Ghana, wherever. Automation is just the way to go. I mean, it just makes your life a lot easier. Your output goes up, your quality goes up, and I mean, you can also have parts that are interchangeable, such that when something breaks, you don't have to trash the whole thing. You can get a replacement part for the parts that breaks, and you're good to go. So even from a sustainability point of view, even from a waste management point of view, you can utilize all your material. And also, I mean, if you look at it from the types of manufacturing process, we have additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing. You add. And then the subtractive, you have like the big stuff and you remove so you get what you want. And waste management wise, building up uses exactly what you need, not more than what you need. And I feel from a sustainability point of view, environmental or whatever, it's just the way to go. Honestly, it's hard to say because the speed at which things go these days, you really cannot tell. So I would humbly accept my humanity and tell you I cannot guess. I cannot guess, right? But I can say the level of adoption of digital fabrication has been on the increase. You would be surprised how many people are looking for people that can do X, Y, Z. And no one would already offer X, Y, Z purposes. I think as a community, it's the community that's at an adolescent stage. It's not at the infancy. I won't claim it's at the infancy because it's not. But then it's not mature yet. It's not fully mature yet. There's a lot that needs to go on into the supply side of things in terms of consumables, your consumables, your tooling, and all of those things. So I think there's still a long way. But if you look at, say, the last 5 years, because I've been doing this for a little longer, the past 5 years has been unprecedented in terms of growth, in terms of the abilities of what the tools can do, and also from a price point of view. I think it's going to get cheaper. Generally, it's going to get cheaper. Generally, it's going to be more accessible. Generally, and I think overall, it's going to really change the way things are done across board. So I think the future is very bright. I know the future is very bright, but I really can't just predict what we'll be doing in 5 years or what we'll be doing in 10 years. So yeah, that's about it. I would say to the people in training in design school, I think it's a good time to just learn all the new things that you can learn. All the new tools. There's a new software. There's a new methodology. There's a new skill set. Just acquire them. And the things you know, just use them. Just use them because it's the skills are just almost as good as tools. If you don't use them, they will depreciate. And if you use them, not only will you get better, your capacity also increases. So you can apply yourself to a lot more when the time is right. For people that want to get into digital fabrication, I think they should first search and look for mentors or people that already do these things. Because it's a very daunting thing. You'll be tired if you want to do it yourself. More than ever before, there's a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that you can get, but there's a limit. There's a knowledge part, and there is an experience part. The experience part is superior to the knowledge part. It does not matter whether you know everything in theory. The practice of it is everything. So finding people that already do these things and do them the way you think you want to do them is the best way to go. So you find mentors or people that at least have a few years ahead of you in this field. Because if you have to do it yourself, it's quite some stuff. So I think mentorship is really good. But I would like to say if I had people around me that knew or that work the way I work. I still don't know anybody that works exactly the way I work, but at least people that have those tools have made my life a lot easier. And not just have the tools, because there are people that buy these tools, spend thousands of dollars on them, and still can't use them. Years after year, they just put them in the corner, gathering dust. So before you commit financially to things like that, get your feet wet first. And also find somebody that's ahead of you. They could be way older, they could be younger, but at least try to get your feet wet before you go all in, because it has quite a steep learning curve. So that is my advice for them. If you're in training, learn all you can, apply yourself. And if you're already out of school, you're trying to do this thing, look for mentors, people that have done this before, because you get a lot of advice that you might only realize maybe 6 years down the line. So it's just good to find somebody that you can always talk to that has a lot of experience than you. So yeah, that's about it. Yes. The answer is yes. Don't let me add footnotes. The answer is yes.
Alright, that's awesome.